Hi, welcome to Fratello InnoTech, your ultimate destination for learning latest technologies.
Hello everyone. In this session, I am going to explain about what if analysis, and this is a feature in Excel that helps us see how changing one or more input values affects on final results. So we have three types of tools in what if analysis: scenario manager and data table and goal seek. So it compares best case and normal case and worst case business situations in scenario manager. So the input values are selling price per unit and unit sold and cost per unit. In best case, so for example, so this allows to compare different scenarios by changing multiple values at once. So here we have real-time uses. So comparing best case and worst case and expected values and budget planning for low, medium and high expenses and profit analysis with different cost and price combinations. So when we take comparing scenarios like best case, worst case, expected means. So in the best case, high selling price and high sales with low cost given maximum profits. So, for example, in normal case, average price and sales generate modern profits. So, in the worst case, low price and fewer sales and higher cost and reduce the profit. So, profit is calculated automatically based on the changed inputs in each scenarios. So, in the scenario manager. So, scenario manager allows switching between cases without changing formulas and so it helps management understand how different conditions affect profitability. So these analysis supports better planning and forecasting and so decision making. So here you can see the simple example: sales equals to quantity into price. So quantity means a number of items sold and price cost per item and sales total revenue generated that. So whenever quantity or price changes, the sales will also change. So based on the scenarios, so you can see one example. So create the different scenarios and find the profit for below. Here input is there, selling price per unit and unit sold and cost per unit. So we have to find out the profits for different quantities. So here we have three cases: best case and normal case and worst case. So profit for formula here I'm finding that. So here I am taking the input and the selling price per unit and unit sold and cost per unit. So let me check how we use the scenario manager in what if analysis. So this is the one of the tool in what if analysis tool. So so I'm calculating the best case. So best case, in the best case, so selling price per unit 120 and total units say sold and 1200 and cost per unit is 70. So total, so I am finding that profit. So profit formula here selling price multiplies unit sold. So here selling price multiplies so total units sold and minus so revenue, so cost per unit. So cost per unit 70 and multiplies. So and unit sold, you have to take that. So this one unit sold, then enter. So this is the best case. So total unit sold 1200 and cost per unit 70. So selling price per unit is 120. So now I'm using the scenario manager. Just select the best case and so click on the what if analysis and here we have a scenario manager. Click on that. So it will open the pop-up box for scenario manager. Then you have to add in that. So this is the best case. Then give the name. So best case. So here we have selected E2 from E2 to E12. Then click OK. So it will show like this. Then click on OK. So see that. So 120 and unit sold 1200 and cost per unit is 70. So then click OK. So again, then close. Now I am calculating the normal case here. So in the normal case, so selling price per unit is 100 and unit sold is 1000 and cost per unit is 70. So 100 and 1000 units sold and cost per unit is 70. So total profit is 30,000. So now I'm storing this into scenario manager. So go to the what if analysis and click on the scenario manager. So add. So this is the normal case. So normal case. Then OK. Then click OK. So at the end we have to. So we have stored that normal case and best case, and last case is worst case. So I'm closing this. So last one is worst case. So in the worst case, selling price per unit is 90 and total units sold 800 and so last one is cost per unit is 75. So total profit is 12,000. So I'm storing this result into the scenario manager. Then select. So select the worst case and go to the what if analysis and click on the scenario manager. So then add that. The worst case. Then OK. OK. So here we have a worst case and so then click OK. So we have stored that best case and normal case, worst case here. Then I'm closing this. So now if I want to show best case, then go to the scenario manager. So click on that best case. Then you have to click on that show. So it has shown that best case. So when we click normal case, then show. So it shows a normal case profit. So click on the worst case, then show. So it shows that a result of worst case profits. So in this way we are using the scenario manager. So we can store the result into the scenario managers. So we can show that result according to our requirement. So remaining we'll discuss in next class in what if analysis.
Thank you for watching the video. Please like the video and subscribe the channel for live updates. Please visit www.fratelloinitech.com for more courses.